I'm currently 24 years old. I've spent 8 years building my physique, 3 years in corporate London, and the last year building up my coaching business on the side. I'm exactly where my younger teenage self thought he wanted to be, but honestly most days I wake up and stress that I haven't achieved much, or I'm not working hard enough, or that I'm doing the wrong thing. And then you jump on social media and see a teenager who's seemingly made your yearly paycheck in 1 week, and your brain decides, well, that must be the true definition of success, and anything less than that feels like a failure. I always thought there would be a point where you eventually look in the mirror and think, yeah, I'm pretty proud of what I've achieved, but recently I found myself more in the lane of, what's the point of anything? Since graduating, my life has pretty much revolved around progression, getting leaner, building more muscle, performing better, making more money, building an audience while staying authentic and true to myself, comparing myself to others' end product and feeling inadequate because, in comparison, my achievements are minuscule. And objectively speaking, things have gone well, and I wouldn't change anything. I've built a physique I used to think was impossible to obtain naturally with my genetics. I work in a career where I'm learning new things every day. I've built a coaching business helping other people change their lives. But I still don't feel like I'm achieving enough. Because as soon as one goal is achieved, another one appears immediately after it. You get lean, but now you want more size. You build muscle, but now you compare yourself to enhanced bodybuilders online. You get a better job, but now somebody your age is making twice as much. You hit one milestone, and suddenly the next one becomes a standard. And then after a while, you realise you're living in a constant state of dissatisfaction and unrealistic expectations. I think a lot of ambitious men quietly struggle with this, especially today, where your perception of what's normal has completely distorted. You open social media and you see a 22-year-old with a Lamborghini, a perfect physique, a luxury apartment, millions of followers, businesses scaling from 0 to 100 in 2 days. And even if logically you know it's probably curated, exaggerated, or sometimes completely fake, psychologically it still affects you. It changes your decisions. I know for me with content, I've been making videos that I hope hit the algorithm, that I ultimately wouldn't watch myself and don't resonate with. And I know everyone else trying to make it in the fitness industry is doing the same thing. You're constantly hoping for that one video that blows up, and suddenly you're the next Mike Thurston or Chris Williamson. And the dangerous thing is, self-improvement eventually becomes addictive and destructive, and at the same time it disguises itself as productivity. People are impressed if they find out you wake up at 5 AM, if you're tracking everything, optimizing every habit, working out constantly, because from the outside it looks like you're disciplined, but on the inside it feels like you're burning out and you have no passion for the one thing you enjoyed. So sure, you're sat at your desk for hours and on paper that's productive, but you sit there for hours spinning your wheels, feeling frustrated and hating the process. Even with bodybuilding, people only see the end result, the photo shoot, the stage pictures, the condition, but they don't see how much mental space that actually occupies, the constant checking in the mirror, or any reflective surface for that matter, the comparison, the pressure to maintain it, and then the strange guilt that comes when you go out and drink too much, or you eat off plan and then you're annoyed at yourself for doing so. Your mood starts becoming attached to how lean you look in that morning. You start thinking that you're slightly fatter, even though the scale weight is exactly the same as yesterday. And when you are content for that one moment, it doesn't last because your brain adapts almost immediately. What once felt exceptional becomes normal, and then you're chasing another 5 pounds of muscle, or another 1% of body fat, or another 10 grand a month. And it's a double-edged sword because that's what drives progress, but also makes you feel pretty frustrated and almost like a failure at the same time. I just think a lot of men are searching for emotional certainty through achievement, almost like that achievement will solve everything. The same reason guys jump on steroids, because they think it will solve their confidence issues or turn them into some main character that instantly garners respect. I don't really have some life-changing conclusion to this video. I still care about progressing, I still want to build a better physique, a better business, a better life, but I think I'm slowly learning that if your entire life is built around chasing the next milestone, you end up spending most of your existence not living in the present and just stressing about the future. And eventually you realise if you don't enjoy the process, you won't ever enjoy the end product, if there even is one. And I think that's something more men are experiencing right now than we probably realise. This isn't meant to be one of those self-improvement is toxic videos. Self-improvement changed my life for the better, and I wouldn't change anything because without it I wouldn't have learnt this. I just think there's a difference between building a great life and believing you'll finally become enough once you get there.